The secretary bird or secretary bird, Sagittarius serpentarius, is a large, mostly terrestrial bird of prey. Endemic to Africa, it is usually found in the open grasslands and savanna of the sub-Saharan region. John Frederick Miller described the species in 1779. Although a member of the order Accipitriformes, which also includes many other diurnal birds of prey such as kites, hawks, vultures, and harriers, it is placed in its own family, Sagittariidae. The secretary bird is instantly recognizable as a very large bird with an eagle-like body on crane-like legs that give the bird a height of as much as 1.3 meters 4 featuring 3 in. The sexes are similar in appearance. Adults have a featherless red-orange face and predominantly gray plumage, with a flattened dark crest and black flight feathers and thighs. It also has very long eyelashes. Breeding can take place at any time of year, but tends to be late in the dry season. The nest is built at the top of a thorny tree, and a clutch of 1 to 3 eggs is laid. In years with plentiful food, all 3 young can survive to fledgling. The secretary bird hunts and catches prey on the ground, often stomping on victims to kill them. Insects and small vertebrates make up its diet. Although the secretary bird occurs over a large range, the results of localized surveys suggest that the total population is experiencing a rapid decline, probably as a result of habitat degradation. The species is therefore classed as endangered by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. It appears on the coats of arms of Sudan and South Africa. Food and feeding. Unlike most birds of prey, the secretary bird is largely terrestrial, hunting its prey on foot. Adults hunt in pairs and sometimes as loose familial flocks, stalking through the habitat with long strides. Prey may consist of insects such as locusts, other grasshoppers, wasps, and beetles. Mammals ranging in size from mice and rats, to hares, hedgehogs, and mongoose. Crabs, spiders, scorpions, millipedes, amphibians, lizards, snakes, tortoises, small birds, bird eggs, and sometimes dead animals killed in grass or bushfires. Larger herbivores are not generally hunted, although there are some reports of secretary birds killing young gazelles, and cheetah cubs. The importance of snakes in the diet has been exaggerated in the past, although they can be locally important, and venomous species such as adders and cobras are regularly among the types of snake preyed upon. Secretary birds do not eat carrion. The birds often flush prey from tall grass by stomping on the surrounding vegetation. Their crest feathers may raise during a hunt, which may serve to help scare the target and provide shade for the face. A bird will chase after prey with the wings spread and kill by striking with swift blows of the feet. Only with small prey items such as wasps will the bird use its bill to pick them directly. There are some reports that, when capturing snakes, a secretary bird will take flight with their prey and then drop them to their death, although this has not been verified. Even with larger prey, food is generally swallowed whole through the bird's considerable gape. Occasionally, like other raptors, they will hold down a food item with their feet while tearing it apart with their bill. Food that cannot be digested is regurgitated as pellets 40 to 45 mm, 1.6 to 1.8 in diameter and 30 to 100 mm, 1.2 to 3.9 in length. These are dropped on the ground, usually near the roost or nest trees. The secretary bird has a relatively short digestive tract in comparison to large African birds with more mixed diets, such as the Kori bustard. The foregut is specialized for the consumption of large amounts of meat, and there is little need for the mechanical breakdown of food. The crop is dilated and the gizzard is nonmuscular, as in other carnivorous birds. The large intestine has a pair of vestigial ceca as there is no requirement for the fermentative digestion of plant material. Secretarybirds specialize in stomping their prey until it is killed or immobilized. This method of hunting is commonly applied to lizards or snakes. An adult male trained to strike at a rubber snake on a force plate was found to hit with a force equal to 5 times its own body weight, with a contact period of only 10 to 15 milliseconds. This short time of contact suggests that the secretary bird relies on superior visual targeting to determine the precise location of the prey's head. Although little is known about its visual field, it is assumed that it is large, frontal and binocular. Secretarybirds have unusually long legs, nearly twice as long as other ground birds of the same body mass, which is thought to be an adaptation for the bird's unique stomping and striking hunting method. However, these long limbs appear to also lower its running efficiency. Ecophysiologist Steve Portugal and colleagues have hypothesized that the extinct Phorusrhacidae, terror birds, may have employed a similar hunting technique to secretary birds because they are anatomically similar, although they are not closely related. Secretarybirds rarely encounter other predators, except in the case of tawny eagles, which will steal their kills. Eagles mainly steal larger prey and will attack secretary birds both singly or in pairs. Secretarybird pairs are sometimes successful in driving the eagles away and may even knock them down and pin them to the ground.